if it's not business, there's no way we're coexisting in the same world, right? Now this is the thing about that. Do you know how many fine chicks I've lost and who started treating me differently once they found out I don't like gay men? Do you think that they ever took the time to think, well, why doesn't he like gay men? Oh, he must be, or you know what I'm saying? He's just overly masculine or something like that. You know what I mean? I met this chick at the pool party the other day, and she says, she asked me, you know, she got me talking, and she asked me, how did I feel about, you know, or what if it's one thing that I could change, I wouldn't exist in the world of a gay dude. Like, they would pay me no attention. What do we in the third, right? And then she started to ask, well, why do you feel like that? And I told her why I feel that way. And then she tells me, and this is how I know she was there for a reason, right? She says, well, my brother's gay, and you know, he would never do those type of things to you, or whatever she said, right? That's when I knew she was there for a reason. Now, the very next day, I met this chick who was famous, who I've been following for a few years now, and not even about 6 months ago, she mentioned her brother was gay, right? She said, I went to Atlanta to hang out with my brother and his boyfriend, and I was like, oh wow, I would have never, you know what I mean? I ran into her in the gas station, right? Bro, the energy was so weird. It was just like, it didn't feel good to meet her, right? It didn't feel good. And I'm just like, you know, that's understandable, right? And, you know, also, what else happened? It was something else that happened too. It was something else that, I just started talking to this Puerto Rican chick, Venezuelan girl. She hit me up this morning, actually. And this chick is fucking gorgeous, right? Obviously, or I wouldn't be talking to her. I just, you know, went and checked out her Bumble page or whatever. And you know what it says? It says, pro LGBTQ rights. So I know that's not going to last long, especially after she knows the way I feel about those people. Like I said, I've never went out of my way to hurt those people, but I'm not going to go out of my way to be friendly to those people. You know what I mean? It's like a redneck from Alabama and a black man. If we walk past each other, I don't want to make eye contact. I don't want to look at you. You don't want to look at me. We don't even want each other there, but we're going to coexist because this is what we have to do, right? In order to go about our days, or we can just throw everything away. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about that. You know what I mean? I have my rights to feel about that, just like the white folks do, just like the black folks who feel that way about white folks, just like, you know, some straight men feel about gay men, some gay men feel about straight men. But this is the thing. People want to say, oh, because you don't want that person in your world, you're just like, you must be low-key or some weird-ass shit. This is the only excuse that they can come up with, right? Besides the fact that maybe he just really does not want you in his world, and that's his world, and he can make his world, even if his world is alone, if he's living righteously right in his own world, then let him live righteously right in his own world, right? You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about that. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about that. You know what I mean? These folks are like, bro, like, these folks are just, they're just not my type of people, right? You just have your type of people, and some people, they may have grew up in the hood. So, you know, if you're not thugging and you're not standing on the corner and fighting all the time and stuff like that, people gonna look at you like, what is this nigga's, he's weird, bro. Like, he's a what do you call it? He's a lame, or he's a square or something like that. And then the square might be looking at you like you're not gonna last long. You know what I mean? That's just, so I don't want you around me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get myself caught up in your bullshit, right? You know what I mean? And like I said, I've lost a lot of women because of the fact that once they found out how I feel about gay men in my world, it was over with. You know what I mean? It was like this chick I met from New York. She was like Venezuelan or something like that, Puerto Rican. I'm talking about, dude, the prettiest chick that I've ever. She had the prettiest face of any girl I've ever been with. Like, hands. Off the top of my head that I can think right now, she had the prettiest face of any girl that I've ever been with in my entire life. Like, I'm talking about the whole time together, I'm just like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, hanging out, I'm like, wow. Like, look over, I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? It was like that. But she was a lesbian. She was a lesbian. Like, for real. Like, I was like the first guy she had ever been with, is what she told me. You know, once she found out how I felt about those people, she cut me off right away, immediately. I haven't even talked to her since. You know what I mean? I know it's pointless because I knew why she did it. You know what I mean? And it's no, that's how you feel, that's how I feel. And if we can't coexist in the same world with me respecting how my beliefs and you have your beliefs, and you know, I might respect your beliefs, but I'm not going to try and force it on you, then we just go our own separate ways. You know what I mean? And it's from my point of view, it's been fine. You know what I mean? Like, it was a great experience. You know what I mean? I loved the whole point of it. You know what I mean? You know, and that's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But you know what I mean? And these dudes, like, you know what I mean? You can't stop them. The only thing I could do is just block them. You don't exist in my world. Don't talk to me, because I'm not gonna give you the time of day. I'm gonna keep walking like you don't exist. You know what I mean? And hopefully you do me the same shit. Hopefully you see me and you just like, man, fuck this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to look at this guy. I don't want to give this guy any of my energy. Hopefully that's how you feel about me as well. You know what I mean? And unless it's business, we have to be professional. But then, you know, if we saw each other outside of work, it's just like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But anyway, yeah, that's how I feel about it. So block. You know what I'm saying?